Hello YouTube, I'm Dan.
I'm El.
And I'm Allan.
And this is Three Blokes Having a Chat. And today we are playing Tiny Toons.
We are playing Tiny Toon Adventures for the Mega Drive.
Yep.
On
As a Halloween special.
Yep.
Yep, because we're scared of bunnies.
Yeah. We spent the last half hour debating between Splatterhouse, Castlevania Bloodlines, Ghouls and Ghosts, and we decided we suck at all of them.
Yep.
So now we're playing a game where you're basically a rabbit eating on carrots.
That's about the long and short of it.
Yeah.
So, so this is a Mega Drive game, or?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I haven't configured my setup to record any other system at the moment, mate, so we're just doing Mega Drive games for the foreseeable. I will sort that out, we'll get some NES and SNES games on this channel eventually. But this game was made by Konami. And,
So it's a good start.
Yeah, you can always guarantee quality with Konami. And it's a bit of a Sonic clone.
There's a hint of Mario.
There's a hint of Mario.
The overworld is very Super Mario-like. We'll see that in a minute, I guess.
Super Mario World, yeah, the overworld map. Although it doesn't branch off, the map just serves its purpose of selecting the next level. It's a little bit disappointing. There's not too much.
See, littering, not good for you.
Nah.
Ah, I've done it again.
There's no branch.
You'll
be alright, jump.
Yeah, no, I want to go down.
Okay. There's no branching paths or secrets. You know, you can't take shortcuts across the map like you could in Mario World, which is a shame. But it's still a fun game.
The game has as much depth though, is it? It's not as long, so obviously, if you're going to warp in a very short game, it's a bit pointless.
It's quite long. It'll take a good couple of hours to get through, I reckon.
Not like Terminator.
Not like Terminator. No, that was another game we considered, but we decided to knock that one on the head on the grounds that it's 9 minutes long. So.
Good, thank you.
I'm done.
I tell you what, we could have played.
No deaths. I'm amazing.
I tell
You
you
made
what.
that look really easy.
I've just realised what we could have played that would have been good.
Done.
You know, you mentioned Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't consider I could actually record the Mega CD version, which is epic.
I haven't actually played the Mega CD version, so that has to be on us at one point.
It's much longer. It's a really good run and gun, and the music is just sensational. So.
Okay. I'm so unaware of anything on the Mega CD. I know like one game, and I can't even remember what it's called. It's the one with the video camera, the Night Trap.
Night Trap, yeah.
I know that one.
And
Sonic CD.
I did consider Night Trap for the Halloween special. The only problem with Night Trap is
it would have been hilarious.
It would have been hilarious. The problem with it is we wouldn't have had much of a conversation. We'd be concentrating too much on what was going on, and then there's the whole audio issue because when we record these videos, we don't actually listen back to them, so we don't get a problem with the sound when we're editing it. And with Night Trap, you really need to pay attention to the dialogue. So.
It's a shame because the music in this game is actually really nice.
The music's really good in this. It's actually a real pleasure editing these videos afterwards. There's been a couple of videos that have got really, a couple of games that have got really good soundtracks to them. So I've listened back to the audio while I'm editing it, and it's kind of cool.
They make hands.
We're going to need to get a set of headsets for when we do Night Trap.
And then recording it.
But then we wouldn't be able to hear each other.
We need one headset and the other two can have a chat while the other person's just straight on it going,
I suppose.
where are you? They're in the shower. Oh, they're in the shower.
It's not easy to beat that game. Actually, I've never.
It's not easy to play.
It's not easy to play. No.
Oh, dear.
I've never beaten Night Trap. I've tried. I did that in the practice run as well, didn't I? That was kind of embarrassing.
Run into a wall. I do like this game. It is, as you say, a bit of a climb, but then a lot of games have been like that. I mean, even them brick little squares, I think they're the same tiles as in Decap Attack, aren't they?
They are very similar, yeah.
So I mean,
when Sonic came out, there was
it?
loads of clones. The difference is, this is a really good one. I mean, I did ask on Twitter. I said, can you suggest any games for a Halloween episode? And someone said Bubsy the Bobcat because it's notoriously bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of games of Bubsy though, isn't there? There's about like 6 or 7 of them, isn't there?
Bubsy, when it first came out, it's got a really, really bad reputation. When I first saw it on TV, I was quite impressed, but the problem with Bubsy is it's like a camera issue because it's sort of too fast to be able to. It's really difficult to describe without playing it, but basically it's momentum, camera, and speed, and it's quite difficult to control as a result.
Is Bubsy the one that's got like the one of the games that like Yarns or something?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you're thinking the right one.
I think it was John Tron on YouTube. I think he's done all the Bubsy games. and they get more and more horrific as they go on.
They did, yeah. Is he a masochist then? We practiced the first 3 levels before we recorded this, and now we're in uncharted territory.
I'm guessing I'm going to jump in his head, but he's got spikes in his head.
No, jump on the scientist's head and avoid the character he's controlling. Think about
Have it.
3 or 4 hits will do him, I think.
You lied with the 4 hits, Elliott. I'm not very good at this game.
Maybe it's 8.
That's just that's bait. I had a bad start though.
I'm a little concerned now. I'm thinking, does this game have unlimited? I'm sure this game's got unlimited continues.
It is more by the design. It looks a bit more kid friendly, and it is a Tiny Toons game. So you think they'd make it a bit easier than Mega Man,
I'll tell you what it is. This game has a password because it's a bit long. It's got a password system, and usually it's backwards to have a game that's got limited continues and a password system, because if you do run out of continues, you just enter your password. So.
I thought I was going to make this look easy. I think I made it look even harder.
Let's get to the next level, guys.
So new games. Obviously, recently Smash Brothers has come out on the 3DS.
You've been enjoying that, haven't you?
Yeah,
you showed me a bit
fantastic.
Of
that.
I've downloaded the demo. Haven't played it yet. On the.
Well, I recommend you definitely get it when you can. Also, another new game that I've got, although it's not quite new, is Minecraft on the PS4.
First time you've been playing it?
Yep.
Couple of generations back.
Popped my Minecraft cherry.
And how have you been finding it, mate?
It's as I was discussing with Allan beforehand, a game that has quite little in premise. You know, you should just go out, you mine stuff, and then you craft stuff. Has quite a lot of depth.
Yeah.
To it, there's so much you can do. I mean, there are no sort of missions or objectives to complete. You should just go out and build and explore stuff, basically. But I seem to be having more fun with it than I am with Destiny, which is this game that was, famously
the
got
biggest
$500 million.
Yeah. Buy this console just for this game.
Exactly. And it is just a grind fest.
Yeah.
You go and literally do the same thing again and again and again, and it's just lacking in content. Even though they're supposed to have thrown all this stuff in it.
Yeah. Minecraft is you get as much as you can with your imagination. If
exactly.
You've got big imagination, it's an unlimited game.
And literally this week, I just have not been able to put the controller down. I just get home from work and straight on Minecraft and having a right blast with that at the moment.
That's kind of cool.
I think the best thing about that as well is I think that's why it's the most popular streamed and recorded game on YouTube.
It's because of the creativity.
Yeah, because if you look at someone else, you'll get something completely different, as if a different guy was playing it. So it's kind of cool.
Because I mean, I've gone onto YouTube and Google and stuff like that and seen some of the stuff that these people have created, and they've got like sort of 1-to-1 scales of superstar destroyers and stuff that people have actually gone out and built, and it's incredible the amount of time and effort that these people have obviously spent making these things. But they're so detailed and precise. It's amazing what you can do.
That's
when you put your mind to it.
You put Minecraft to it. He's done it.
Yeah, I've never really. That game's never really appealed to me, but I think it's because I know how much time I would spend. You know what I mean?
You just make a giant 8-bit version of a giant Dex or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, something like that. Well, see, the thing is, I've been playing games for years that include I know Minecraft's something different, but I've been playing games that include level editors and include, well, not even official ones. Like when Doom came out, I mucked about with the Doom mods, and so I've done building my own levels and making my own creations in games before. Yeah, you've been very good at it. The Mega
Man on the PSP, you did some good levels on.
Well, yeah, things like that. I mean, that's just like one example out of several. I mean, I made a whole Chips challenge WOD and things like that, and so I suppose I've sort of been there, done that, and because the game's got no sort of objective to it, I just know that I'll be killing time building stuff, which...
But then it's good to do multiplayer. I think the game suits multiplayer more. You can use teamwork to get certain items and farm a bit easier. And I know you can just combine ideas, which is always nice. If you do it by yourself, it's okay, but then you want to show it to people, so it's nice when you do it together.
Yeah, it's nice that you can share. It's just, at the moment, where I am at the moment, if I want to do something that involves building concepts or creating or designing environments and things, I just make a new game from scratch, just make my own game and do it that way.
This game I noticed does have a time limit on the levels.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh no,
yeah.
No time limit.
So it's quite rare for a platformer at the time.
I think a lot of this could be just being cynical, but I think a lot of the reasons why games had timers was simply because they were easy to code and incorporate.
Possibly.
It shifted the focus to...
It annoyed me on Mario on the Game Boy. They had a time limit because now and again I don't know, it used to be relatively okay to do. But now and again it does kind of put a bit more pressure. And Donkey Kong had it as well, Super Mario Land and Donkey Kong had a timer on it.
I think maybe that's just to ensure that people do go and actually complete the game the first time they played it, even if they weren't necessarily skilled at the game, because they didn't just spend forever.
I don't think that's the case. I think from a design perspective, the idea was if you put a time limit on something, even if it's got quite an expansive time limit, the mentality is you focus on getting to the end and not exploring around. But in a platform game, the levels tend to be linear anyway, so you're not going to be doing a great deal of exploring. You are going to be trying to progress to the next stage, so it's sort of counterproductive in a lot of cases.
The only reason why I'm happy there's a timer on the Sonic games is, well, Sonic 3, especially when you're Hypersonic, now and again it can glitch and you get stuck in a wall. And then so you have to wait for the timer to run out, you lose a life, then you can start the level again.
Yeah, it's an easy way of
the game off.
An easy way of quitting.
Yeah.
At least if you're playing that game with Sonic 3 attached, you've got a save state.
Bit of a rookie mistake to make.
No, you've never played this game before, mate. It's cool. I've beat this one, and it is a really fun game. It's quite, I'd say, it's longish. Not amazingly long, but you're not going to beat it in one sitting. I doubt.
Yeah.
The password feature is quite useful.
And then there's like save states for emulators and things.
Well, when I did complete it, I did use save states, but I didn't use save states as a cheat. I didn't use it to break the game. I'd literally save it after each level to turn it off. Yeah, it's not a case of I got to a boss, I saved it just before, and then after each hit I hit the save state button again.
That's what annoyed me with some password features in some games. Like sometimes they're like 24 characters long, and you're just typing it in for ages. I mean, it's not that you've got a keyboard where you can just bash it out.
Well, I've been playing a great deal of Castlevania recently, and they don't use letters. They'll use, and it's not even a line of code. It would be a grid of symbols.
Like Mega Man. Mega Man had Mega Man 7.
Yeah,
Mega Man 8 had the 9 pictures. Didn't it? Yeah.
At least you can relate those to numbers, but.
Look at that wall jump feature, eh?
Not like back in the day when you could just slap a cartridge in and you'd be playing. You mocking me over the wall jump?
Yeah.
What transpired, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, I have beaten this game before. Dan took the control, he's playing it for the first time. He's fallen between two closing walls, and I'm telling him he's browners. And he starts wall jumping, and I never knew you could actually wall jump in this game.
Skills that kills.
You mad, bro?
I can play a game and just incorporate features that I never.
I don't think I've ever been here either. But there's multiple paths for each level, so we're going to uncover stuff that I haven't
It's pretty good.
The wall jump was...
It gives the game a bit more depth as well, especially seeing as it's like a TV license kind of game. They don't necessarily need to put that much effort, but back then they did, didn't they? These sort of games, the licensed games for movies and TV, were always better. I mean, Aladdin, which is a game which we'll be playing hopefully very soon. That's a movie license game from Disney, and it was... I thought it was different. And it was, one of the best on the Mega Drive, so...
Well, it was the third best-selling...
Really, on the Mega Drive?
It was the third best-selling after Sonic 1 and 2, if Wikipedia is to be believed.
Wow. I think that's... I'm impressed.
It's deservedly so. It's a really good game.
Yeah, but I thought maybe like Streets of Rage or...
you think for a Shinobi or something like that. But another thing that's interesting about the Aladdin on the Mega Drive, it was actually rushed out. It wasn't the first version that they attempted to build.
Yeah, I know they did a SNES version. The SNES had a version, and they
Capcom.
weren't they the same game, but then they split it because of different.
I can't remember the exact story. I know. I think it was GameSack covered it, but apparently what happened was Virgin were brought in to do the Mega Drive version quite late, and obviously there was time restraints because the film was coming out and things like that. So essentially, the version that we played, which is arguably the better version, it has divided opinion between the Mega Drive and the SNES. But yeah, it was really rushed out. and it was really good. Went really well. And another thing that really benefited was, this is something that Capcom didn't have, because it had to be rushed out quickly. Disney actually helped with the animation.
Oh yeah, you did tell me
That's
that,
why
yeah.
the Allan on the Mega Drive looks so good, and the sprites look so much like they do in the film.
Best climbing feature, you know, bro.
Oh yeah. I'm going to have to build a climbing feature for the game I'm making at the moment, because I've got ladders. At the moment, you just sort of stand rigid while you float up ladders, so I do need to make a ladder animation. So.
Hopefully we'll do that as a review one day.
My own game, yeah, that'd be cool.
It looks good. It looks good. I like it so far.
Well, I was going the wrong way.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be some more information on that soon, because I'm hoping to roll out a demo. But I'm going to be rolling it out to a few friends in the business just to get their opinion on it. And also we're going to be discussing direction for the story as well, because I've had a few different ideas.
You've got it.
I'm a condom angel because, you know, condoms save lives.
Yeah, we'll just cut that out.
Yeah, condom.
Now get you in. A condom.
The last push you walk into a
It's
pharmacy.
made up- it's made-
pharmacist. Sorry.
Is this 2X rated?
Buy this 3 for 2 Lynx deal. Buy it. No,
Yeah,
I just
keep-
want to buy a Johnny.
Yeah, keep going it. Yeah, keep saying it, bro, because it's not making the final edit. What the fuck were we talking about?
I'm lost, man.
We were talking about my own game, weren't we? Yeah, directions for the story, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a platforming game, so I mean, you would think you'd be restricted, but then every
Well, no,
platforming game
I've-
has a million different
I've had a
storylines. If
few-
you think about it,
I've had a
like Splinter
few-
House is completely different to Sonic. So.
I've had a few good ideas, but I didn't want to... They sort of conflict. I didn't want to cram them all into one game for the sake of it.
But we've got ideas for a sequel now as well.
No, because I've had ideas for different sort of styles of game, really. So.
Well, you could do-
No, keep going that way, mate.
Well, you could do, it could be a bit like American Horror Story, where it's like the same characters but a completely different sort of...
Oh, no, that's an idea. I like that. That's a very good idea.
I like how I did a reference of a TV show. I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah,
It's quite good.
it's a good show, though. Oh, man, is it a good show. The first series started off okay and sort of fizzled out towards the end, but the second series was just beautiful. Beautiful.
Speaking of TV, new TV show I've been watching. I say it's a new TV show. It's had 4 seasons, but I've only just started watching it. A show called Franklin and Bash, which isn't really that known over here.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, more known in America. It's you know Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Never seen Saved by the Bell.
I thought you know.
What the actual?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, no, it must have been one of them shows, big shows back in the day that...
You've never watched
never
Saved by
actually
the Bell?
No. Should I be saying this on camera?
You never watched California Dreams? You must have watched USA High.
I watched Clarissa. Can we edit that one out of this?
I can understand watching Sabrina because Salem was Lowell City. So Salem was hilarious, if I remember correctly. But Clarissa, wow.
What the f*** are we all talking about?
I remember
Care Bears. You ever watch Care Bears?
The only thing I remember
My
about...
Little Pony.
Yeah. Oh, don't.
What?
The internet loves them. I,
Where am I going? Because I
Luckily there is no time limit.
Do I go this way or down?
Go down, go.
Mate, do you mind if I take the control
Yeah,
for a
no.
little while and just actually get out of this children's TV mind we found ourselves in? I shouldn't complain, I did talk about Funhouse quite extensively in one episode.
Yeah. Right.
You found the booking details.
Yeah.
I didn't find booking details. I know that you can actually hire the twins for your corporate events. And I really want to hire them for one of these
There's going
videos.
to be one random corporate event, I tell you. Yeah, we're going to like Franklin and Bash, yeah, Tech from Saved by the Bell in it, and Malcolm McDowell, and they have a lot of good guest stars in it. But it's quite a good show. It's nothing sensational, but it's quite entertaining.
I love Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, he's great. He's actually great in the show as well. Now we're drowning animals. One of your top 3 favourite hobbies, isn't it?
Drowning animals, golf, and masturbating.
In any particular order?
Simultaneously, if
Yeah,
possible.
fair
I've been chased off a few grids.
Oh dear.
So you've never seen Saved by the Bell?
Hello!
I've heard of it, but that's about
No,
it.
I'm just a little bit shocked. It's
It
like
was actually quite.
it's like watching Grease. You don't want to do it, but you would have seen it in your lifetime, you know.
I'm sure someone had it on in the background on the TVs at one point, but yeah, just
So you never had your awakening to Kelly Kapowski like the rest of the humans.
that left me alone.
She was a hot one, wasn't she? I'm guessing.
I'm hoping I've got her name right. I could have quoted some. It could have been one of Sister for all I bloody know.
Sister.
Anyway, any other new games that we've been playing
I
recently?
want to talk about Keaton and Kel personally.
I've been playing the Pokemon demo. I think this is a good idea for a demo because the things that you get in it, you can transfer to the main game, and some of the stuff that you can get, you
So you're
can't.
saying that they don't often do much of in demos. There's no need to sort of carry over.
Yeah,
bits and
yeah.
bobs from
It's normally if you could do really, really well, and then but like even betas, they don't have anything like that. They don't carry over. But I don't know if this invisibility is going to run out now. Actually, this could be.
Because we haven't got the sound. Yeah. The nature of demos is changing. It used to be that you used to get a small portion at the beginning of the game, like the first few levels.
Yeah.
But these days, a demo could mean anything. It could be a level that's been specially designed, or
Yeah. Well, this is what the Oras, the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo is. It's just like little bonus things where you talk to one of the characters in it. He'll send you off, and you either have to battle someone or like find a certain Pokemon or something. It's alright. It kind of gives you a general premise of the gameplay and everything, which is all the demo needs to do. The artwork's very nice. It looks like a good addition to the series. I'm looking forward to it. But it's another thing. It's not like a proper game. I started The Last of Us remastered. I finally got that, and oh my god, I'm slipping. And
you need a hand.
yeah, no, I'm alright.
No, it needs a bigger ledge.
I need to be better at this game.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, he's up there.
Patronising applause, please.
No, I'm beyond that. So you've been playing The Last of Us.
Yep.
and
Yeah,
you've
it's
been playing-
difficult. I've heard the harder difficulties were notoriously difficult, but I think I'm only on like normal or a couple up from easy anyway. But it's only early days, and I just need to get used to how the game is. Like,
Has it got several different levels of difficulty then?
yeah, it's got about 4 or 5, I think. I think
Okay.
it's got 4, and then if you complete it, you unlock the 5th, where it's like one hit kill and virtually no ammo, and you know, really, really restricting it.
The platform game I've got at the moment, I've got Commando, which is 1 life mode, and then I've got Blaze of Glory, which is 1 hit mode. I don't anticipate anyone actually complete them. It's just for speedrunners and internet,
Yeah.
playthrough enthusiasts and just to see how far you get in 1 hit, really, more than anything else.
Sometimes you can just do a competition of that alone.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
sometimes you can surprise yourself.
If you've completed this game, how did you jump up onto that ledge?
Maybe I didn't know about the wall jump. It wasn't that long ago I completed it though.
Yeah, you must have done. Because it was a bit earlier on where I did something like that, and I thought, how did you, like, when you got the invincibility and you had to get around the baddies.
Maybe I just forgot about it.
Yeah, possibly. It does
I
happen.
think it was about 2 years ago I completed this. I think because the job I'm currently in, I've been in 2 years. I think I completed it in my lunch breaks on my PSP early on.
Oh, you got further than me. Look at the talent.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Watch me fall down this hole.
I thought I was just going back to finishing off The Last of Us. I was just saying it's difficult, but I think it's just one of them games where you need to get used to how the stealth works, if that makes sense.
That's cool.
Some games sort of, when to how to be stealthy and what's the best way to do it. I just need to get the hang of that.
So I'm just getting used to the controls in general. Like
Yeah.
if you were to play a
that was
platform
evil.
game right off the cuff, another one, and the trajectory of the jump isn't quite the same.
Yeah, but some jumps you can change direction midway through, and others you can't. Sometimes if you jump, you'll be restricted.
Of course, with stealth, you need to assess how loud a noise you can make, what sort of distance people respond to. When they do respond, to what extent do they respond? Will they be able to see you in shadows, or is it a case of they're looking your direction, they will definitely catch you out?
And what I will say about the last one so far, I'm only early in, but it does have quite realistic, I would say, sound and viewing angles and things. It's quite good. But saying that, apparently Alien Isolation's very strict with that as well. I mean, sometimes the alien, it's a one-hit kill with the alien. If the alien sees you and comes after you, you're dead straight away.
Okay.
Here's a little interesting thing for you. I actually played that game with the Oculus Rift at EGX.
Really?
Scared the crap out of me.
I can imagine. How was the Oculus Rift then? Is it?
I quite enjoyed it. It's where we played it. They also put like massive headphones on you, so I was completely detached from what was going on, sort of in the outside world.
Yeah.
And then you get this really sort of eerie feeling when you're playing Alien Isolation, like obviously trying to run in from this alien and avoid it, and because you have to press a special button to get your radar out, so you know you can't carry a weapon at the same time, and
it makes noise as well, doesn't it?
That's right, yeah. So and then you sort of see a little thing beeping on the radar, and you think, oh, where is it? And then you can sort of hear all the lights go out, and you can hear him in the distance, and it gets.
Do you think it'd be worth getting for the £50 or whatever they're asking for it?
If it's only going to be £50, I would happily get one.
Yeah?
Easy. It was such a good experience. Like I said, it was
Not
scary.
the Oculus Rift, I mean the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, I don't normally play survival horror type games.
Yeah.
I mean, if you enjoy that style of game, then I think that'll definitely be up your street.
Yeah.
But if you can ever sort of get the Oculus Rift or Project Morpheus if it comes out on the PlayStation, that I would say that's definitely the way to play it.
Yeah.
Going forward with virtual reality, it just adds this whole new
A lot
layer
of
to
sort
the
of
game.
gimmicks sometimes always look good but never quite. So I'm hoping them two things will actually develop like anyone would. Why would you not want it to be good?
Oh no, that's it, definitely.
Yeah. Alien Isolation is good. I think the stealth games, I like stealth games, but I like the balance of action as well. Like I don't want it strictly all to be stealth because playing so slow paced. Now and again you want a bit of it.
Well, I like those games where you're given the option where it's basically sort of going all guns blazing or
Metal Gear Solid. You can do a bit of both, can't you? So
How did you actually do the wall jump?
just jump against the wall and then press across. Jump,
I think you just
jump
press
into
against-
more of an angle.
I think you just press against the wall.
Maybe you
I
can't
probably
do
can't
that
do
one.
this, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Just like that.
Beautiful. That's a nice little realistic thing. You can actually stand on the side of the spike. Some games you'll just fall through and hurt yourself. Like a Tiny Toon's credit. That's impressed me.
Well, give Konami credit, they know how to make a game.
What's the best Konami game? Or is that a stupid question?
No, not at all. Very sensible question, because there's a lot of good ones to choose from.
Pro Evolution Soccer.
Given
London Red.
given my recent love affair / obsession with the game, I would say Symphony of the Night,
Okay.
which is so addictive. Frighteningly addictive.
Didn't feel as nice Castlevania game has been.
This month, I think I've beaten it 5 times.
You need to calm down.
I know, like,
It's more than one a week then.
yeah. And I've been completing it both at home on my PS3 and on my PSP as well. So I've had different save files at home and on the go.
Do you do something different every time, or do you just like playing the...
Yeah, I do vary it a little bit, change things up a little bit. I change which weapons I use, I change the order in which I approach certain situations, the order I go after bosses. Sometimes I just want to see how quickly I can complete it, sometimes I just want to see how much of the map I can get.
Yeah, go for a different experience every time. I think that's a good show.
I've
Sonic,
tried
you
to-
can't really do that. Sonic, you kind of have your technique.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
excuse
I'm
me.
trying to speedrun it. The only thing is, it's got RPG elements. So speedrunning really goes against you because you don't have the time to level up. If you rush just from one boss to the next or one part of the game to the next, you're going to fall flat on your face a lot. Even if you want to play the game quickly, you need to go off on a tangent a lot just to gain experience and maybe go into directions that just ultimately lead to dead ends or loops, just so you can get
Yeah,
more
that's what we
experience
did in
points.
the Adventures of Link when we played that. We just, in the first dungeon, we just went in and out of the dungeon and ranked up massively, so we're nice and strong for the next 3 or 4 dungeons.
I had
And then after that, we just, after like the 3 or 4 dungeons, and we just did a massive session of ranking up again. You know, I think you even went on the phone for a bit while I was just grinding, and then you took a bit of grinding, and it made the game a lot easier. It didn't stop and start the game. We did a lot of grinding, then the game nice and flowed, then we started to get a bit difficult, and then we did a lot of grinding again.
I have to admit, that's one of the ones that I do need to.
I really enjoyed Adventure of Link. It's actually one of my favourite NES games. I can see it gets criticism because it's different from the first one, but I don't think it's any. I actually probably make it's hard as balls, but
worth the grind.
I think I enjoyed it more than the first one.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
So
Some cryptic
I'm sure people are
elements,
watching this
but-
are gonna be telling me you're an idiot.
No, not at all, not at all. Share an opinion. We've been playing this for, like I say, the time I messed up. I'm guessing that the save file will corrupt eventually because I reckon we're heading on for about half hour now. So, shall we have a break and maybe play something else?
Yeah, let's go.
Do another
for it.
one?
Yeah,
Because this
let's
is
do
flowing
that.
quite well.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks,
I've been
guys.
Elliott.
I've been Dan,
And I've been Allan.
and we'll see you next time.
Take care of yourselves.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a very strange episode.